Lucy, thank you very much for joining us. I've got to be honest with you, I'm not a parent and I'm livid about this. How do you feel?
Well, we're pleased that this policy exchange report has finally come out, because we've been campaigning about this for quite a long time now, for a number of years. We've had a lot of parents been contacting us who are really concerned about what's happening with schools. So to finally see it in the news is great, but it is outrageous, and I agree with you. It is outrageous that this has been happening for so long in schools.
Lucy, so as I understand it, parents watching this show right now could have sent their child off to school this morning under the complete belief that that child was a boy, OK, and was identified as a boy. And then they can find out on parents' evening, presumably, that that child of theirs that they gave birth to and lovingly raised for the first 10 years of its life had been changing its gender to that of a girl for the last year or so in school, potentially, without the school bothering to inform the parents?
Well, often it's not even that the parents are finding out at parents' evening. In some cases, the parents are not finding out at all because the schools are just not telling them. We've had several examples of parents who've contacted us where their children have been transed effectively at school, and they've only found out much later, when they found out from their child, or the child suddenly announced that they are going by a different name. Some children have been going to school, and the schools have been facilitating them, allowing them to change into different uniforms and be identified by different pronouns at school without telling the parents at all, which is terrible.
Why aren't they telling them? Because if it's all about, I'm sorry, but if it's all about child health care and child mental health and child well-being and all of this stuff, why on earth would you encourage them to live a lie at home?
Because the schools are being advised by external organisations who are telling them not to contact parents and telling them to keep secrets from parents and telling children to keep secrets from parents. It's all coming from external organisations who have this as their policy.
And I am concerned that there's a wider push here about the breakdown of the nuclear family, and a deliberate one. Because if we take it back to its root cause here now, you have children at nursery schools essentially being shown drag shows. You've then got parents unable to opt out of LGBTQ plus events at the school. You've potentially then got someone who is not a child psychologist or therapist coming in to talk to them about whether or not they've been born into the wrong body. You've got people on Twitter making, it would appear, a lot of money out of telling kids to talk to them privately one-to-one and to go no contact with their parents. And you've now got schools also not telling parents when their child is at least saying that it's going to change gender. Is there something more sinister going on here?
Yes, it's not even that it's happening sort of in secret. That these organisations are quite plainly saying what their agenda is. You've got organisations like Educate and Celebrate that's in hundreds and hundreds of primary schools, and their mission, they're open about it on their website, their mission is to smash heteronormativity. They're saying that's their mission statement. But the problem is that the Department for Education has been funding these organisations. They've been spending money on Stonewall. They've been giving money to organisations like Educate and Celebrate to go into schools and to spread this message. So it is sinister. There is an underlying current and an agenda to break down the traditional family. That is what these organisations are trying to do, and people like the individual that you mentioned who is active on TikTok and on Instagram, who's telling children to private message him. There is not just him. There are lots of these people who have got this agenda, who are trying to separate children from their parents, and it is, you're right, it is sinister, and it is something we need to fight back
I think it's scary stuff, and I think parents have got a long, hard battle ahead of them. Look, Lucy, thank you very much. Lucy